for the next bout. First up, making his way to the stage in this France versus Czech matchup, representing France in this 79 weight kilogram division, Jules Alois Julien. And his opponent, his first World Championship appearance, representing the Czech Republic. Give it up for David Hampl. Jules, a former world champion in this weight division, taking on the Czech newcomer. All right, the Czech winning the choice of colors and starting with the white pieces, which means Jules will be playing the black.
So Jules with black, but what Jules wants anyway is just to maintain some kind of decent position. I don't think he wants to really, you know, he doesn't need the advantage in any way. I think he wants to do the job probably in the boxing, knowing him personally.
And you know him quite personally.
I know him quite
being
personally.
a former opponent of yours in the IFC.
When he was still boxable at my level, which is no longer the case. So, okay, so we had a d4 c5 to avoid any tricky lines, and to kind of maybe white is a little bit better in these type of lines, but at the same time they're very predictable. So black is able to operate in a world that he's going to have some foreknowledge of. So this, what has just happened? Okay, that was a lot of moves played.
To me, it looks almost like a Sicilian dragon, except for that knight isn't on c6. Is that?
Yeah, and well, the pawns weren't exchanged, so it isn't exactly the same because the pawn on d5 rather than the c takes d. So there are no open files here. It still is more of a close game. Obviously, white has kind of built a big center, but he can't really make use of it by pushing forward. Black, on the other hand, is getting some kind of counterplay down on the queen side, down the b file now, and you have to link that with that bishop on which is hidden away on h8 that you have a tendency to forget about.
I was about to bring attention to that. I really like that shiftiness of the foresight of getting the rook out of the way so that he can hold on to that really nice dark square bishop shooting all the way across the board.
So there's some pressure now on b2, but that type of pawn is just so awkward to take because it's not even probably the takeable at this point. But I think, e5 was played, so a lot of tension is being built, and it's kind of hard to make heads or tails of it, to be honest. I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of liquidation.
Yeah, that knight's in a bit of trouble. Probably look for a trade here.
He's going to trade. I don't think that there's any big danger on the king side for black. But he has to be careful because he's moved all his pieces to the queen side. So if there is something, it might be very effective very fast.
Could be a counterattack over on that king side.
So that's an interesting point. He took with the pawn. That was kind of forced because before queen takes b2 wasn't really an option. If the queen was on c3, he could have, because they would have offered the exchange of queens immediately. The queens are off the board. I think Jules is happy to see that, and there's going to be a round of boxing.
There's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. These two men, after a very fast opening, well into the mid-game, will make their way to the ring. Again, In the black corner with the black gloves will be France, Jules getting suited up. And in the white corner with the white gloves will be Czech Republic's David Hampl.
So I think David's is going to want to hold, tighten his seatbelt here.
Very interesting corner man for David, who is a future opponent of Jules in the IFC to challenge him for the belt that my co-commentator Carl fought against Valentin for.
I just gave it away to him, yeah.
That's right. So a lot of love, but also a lot of competition between brothers around the ring right now. And the reason being, even though Valentin is French and on the French team, he is currently living in Prague and has started up chess boxing in the Czech Republic, bringing multiple Czechs to this World Championship. And if you are interested in starting a chess boxing club from around the world, please reach out. We are happy to help with resources and guidance to do just that. But there's the bell, and we are underway with this first boxing round. Jules getting right to work. Very aggressive, working their way out of the clinch. Probably a strategy from the Czech fighter to use his time in the clinch. Nice trade of jabs. Jules starting to land his nice, long, strong punches. Instruction, keep the hands up from the Armenian referee. Nice uppercut lands for France. A right hand lands for France. Big right hand comes over the top for Czech, but he's met with another uppercut from France. A barrage of punches landing for Jules. A nice left hook to the body. Ladies and gentlemen, the first stoppage of the round after about 10 unanswered punches from France.
I found that he actually did pretty well up to here, and then there was just too much volume.
I think it was a body shot that cued the referee that there might be some trouble for Czech, giving him just 8 seconds to respond, and Jules getting his first stoppage of the round. Jules throwing caution to the wind and basically going all out offense. One warning for circling. Lead right hand for David. Another left hook to the body. Right uppercut up the middle. David coming in with his head down with an overhand right. Second warning to keep the head up.
I feel that Jules is taking it a little bit too much for granted and leaving himself open.
He is leaving himself open, but I think he welcomes shots from the Czech because they just open up the Czech. I think he is in complete control of this boxing round, doesn't have much to be worried about. Second warning for keeping the head up. And a stoppage from the referee, discussing with the judges. So first warning was a caution. The next two warnings count as potential disqualification points. A big right hand goes just wide from the Czech, and he comes in to grapple. Jules separates. And we will continue. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, a disqualification for the Czech fighter after 4 warnings, 3 of them counting, to keep the head up. Really just a desperate kind of move over and over again to delay. Coming in with that head down is super dangerous. The Armenian referee making the correct call there. And Jules advancing after a dominant boxing round to this final in the 79 kilogram weight division. And we will find out his opponent in this next matchup.
I think David could be proud of himself. I mean, I wouldn't have the guts to get in with Jules anymore myself. So.
Absolutely. Well fought to the Czech. We hope to see more Czech fighters coming to chess boxing in the future.